Hello, this is Kate and welcome to the Ordinary Earth Song. I hope you're all well. Doing a pick a card reading today, so I'm going to pick top cards. So we've got Queen of Wands, King of Swords, Group 2, and Group 3 we have Death and Rebirth. So those are the groups. It's Good Friday today, so it might be relevant, might not, we'll see. Let's see. So Group 1, Queen of Wands, Group 2, King of Swords, and Group 3 is Death and Rebirth. I will see you in your readings. Hello Group 1, welcome to your reading. You picked the Queen of Wands. I love this card. She looks so happy and excited. And she's holding a ball of fire in her hand, surrounded by candles, lovely black cat at her feet. She's very sure of herself, very happy. Queen of Wands, let's see. This is the Queen. She's very confident. She's self-assured, and yes, you can tell by the picture, she's extremely feisty. Love it. So you chose the Queen of Wands. What's that say? Energy-wise, let's pop her there. Queen of Wands. Interesting. What's the energy in that? Feisty, confident, self-assured, fire in the palm of your hand, excited. And being feisty means that you're that kind of person that's like driven to almost fight for it. You're gonna fight. You're gonna be yourself, and probably not gonna take any prisoners either. Because I'm using the Light Seers deck as the groups. I'm going to use a different tarot deck for the actual reading because I've got 3 cards out of the Light Seers deck and I don't want to be missing any cards when I'm doing the reading. I'll show you the cards I'm using. So I'm going to be using the Cozy Witch Tarot. Let's pop these back in the deck. Insert them randomly, so there's no chance of these ones coming back unless they're supposed to. Okay. Oh, more cards out of sorts. What? Okay. Pop these back in. Okay. So, for group 1. Those people that will watch Group 1, is there a message for these feisty queens? I'm going to take those because there was too many of them. Okay, I've just been instructed to take the cards that come out of the deck rather than wait for them to pop. So, 8 of Wands. Light a fire underneath your cauldron. Go, go, go. Ooh. Exciting. Light a fire underneath your cauldron. Go, go, go. Action. Take action. Start. 8 of Wands. That's typically, from what I've seen of other decks, the 8 of Wands is the one with all the wands sort of, or in the Light Seers deck, they're like the 8 wands, like boom, right? It's fast action. It's moving It's literally lighting that fire underneath you to get going. It's all about speed, quick change, new beginnings potentially even. Because of the quick change, things are happening. What's this? Queen of Pentacles. There's no need to sacrifice, you could have it all. Queen of Pentacles, an earthy, kind of very grounded individual who, again, as a queen, is super self-assured, right? The Queen of Pentacles, being so grounded, it's also often associated with fertility, but it's also about being a resourceful person, just lighting a fire underneath you, lighting a fire, being resourceful. And it's Easter, she's carrying a rabbit. New life. I mean, I don't know about you, but I always think of Easter as new life, new beginnings, because it's all about eggs and rabbits obviously breed like rabbits, right? So, and eggs are all about fertility, and then you've got the King of Cups. Always compose yourself before giving a response. I just had the words "be considerate" come through my head, but this is more than that. This is about thinking before you speak, considering other people before you say anything, tolerance. It's about empathy, being empathic towards others, considering their point of view, supportive, being a leader. Oh, we've got 10, good luck charm. 10 is a wheel of fortune. If nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. It's the wheel of fortune, good luck charm. What goes around? Whenever I think of the wheel, I always think of what goes around comes around. But that kind of means that can mean, you know, consequences. There's always consequences. There's always a reaction to an event. So sort of, and because the reaction is an event in itself, it creates another reaction. So that's an event, and then that becomes another reaction. So it goes around and around. So, and then this is all about good luck and charm. I want to say good luck and charm, but it's a good luck charm. Charm. It feels like there's a lot of charm here. Like grounded leadership, lighting a fire under people, under yourself to take action, and using the feisty energy within to achieve that is charm, is creating or is being you, is being authentic. That's it. It's about being authentically you, about being steady, about being a leader, about taking action, not holding back. And now you've got luck on your side. Wheel of Fortune also can mean a turning point. So again, this is kind of all saying about having a turn, about new beginnings, right? Being the leader, taking the action, creating a new opportunity. Okay, another one. King of Wands. Wow, look, all these. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. King of Wands. I love these cards, they're great. They're simple, but they're lovely. King of Wands, again, leadership. Lighting the way, candlelight again, candles. It's a fire. Wands is a fire card. Being that leader, being that source of kind of, it's okay, come this way. It's showing people the way with strong leadership. Leadership's all over the place here. Again. Being charming. Being a leader. Being that light in the dark. Towards this fast action, towards this change. Basically, this is saying so far, there is change on the horizon. You have all this power, all this ability, all this certainty about yourself, your grounded, self-assured nature. You have leadership coming out of your ears. You're a feisty person. You're tenacious. I'm hearing the word tenacious, which means you're gonna make whatever is right for you and for others to happen. And Wheel of Fortune seems like a good luck charm, right? That's what it says. I'm just reaching for the Shaman's Dream Oracle. I'll go for that one next. Let's see what that says. Anything that we can expand on here? Ooh, have to come out. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Look at that. There is literally limitless possibility. You could achieve anything you want. And you can take others with you as well. You are that shining light. You can achieve absolutely anything you want in life. As can anybody. I think for you particularly, there's that door opening right now with this fast action. And it feels like you're coming to that point where you're realising this about yourself. You're realising this about yourself. You're realising these things exist within you and that you can do something really active with them. And that's what's lighting that fire underneath you. And with that fire, you're able to pick up on this inner strength, this inner power, this inner leadership, inner luck and the charm and the feistiness and the ability to do. And you are creating this new possibility. And not just for yourself. You're not just creating that for yourself. I think in the future, maybe not straight away, but it will lead to something that will be for others. You've got to light this fire for yourself first before you can become the beacon for other people. You can become the beacon eventually, but first of all, you need to light this fire and get going. And once you've got going, you start realizing these elements of yourself and you release them, as in you release them into the wild. You let them go. You let them be evident to other people. And the more you let them be evident, the more you're able to express them. And then you can become the leader that is the bright beacon in the darkness that can draw people to you. And that's where you create possibilities for other people. But up until that point, you have the desire to do that for sure. But because you have this limitless possibility within you. Curiosity. What a beautiful card. Wow. I'm seeing all sorts of things in here. Stranger. Curiosity. Would you look at that? See all this light here. It's almost like fire and ice, blue and gold, water, earth, air, fire. It's all there in this card. It's got wings. There's literally every element, and ether. There's literally every element that you can think of in this one card. Curiosity, release it all. Allow all that to be a part of who you are, your expression of self. Limitless possibilities. You can achieve understanding of limitless possibilities, because limitless is hard to understand. But you can achieve an understanding of the potential of limitless nature by being curious about it, by really like looking at it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look at that. Leading from limitless possibility and curiosity, we have the divine matrix. So as I was saying, you can understand this limitless possibility here by being curious about it, and by being curious about it and looking at all these elements that are in this card. All 5 elements are in this card. Be curious about all those elements. All those elements are in the matrix, the divine matrix. It's what, it is some of what makes us who we are and how we can exist in this place. The matrix is what holds us all together. The matrix is what we exist in. It's the connection. It's what you'll find when you become curious and you realise that you've got limitless potential, limitless possibility. And also what came out is experiencing life as it comes. Like, so they're not forcing it. Going with the flow of it. Allowing it to be. Allowing you, yourself, to be as you need to be when you need to be it. Allows the curiosity, that understanding of self to really grow and be all that you can be. So this is a real reading of moving forward in life, moving into a self-assured understanding of yourself, so that you can then become that leader of not. And this isn't like I'm struggling with these words because I want to say something like you need to become your own leader. You need to find that inner strength, that leadership within, that feisty nature. You need to release it. If it's not released already, release it. Allow it into the wild. Become this self-assured, steady leader, and you'll become the beacon of light. So this reading is all about, achieving that. Not just for yourself, but later on for other people. I keep saying later on because there's sometimes pressure to do things now, to actually be that leader now, to be that beacon of light now. And if you feel like you're in the right place and it's the right time, and you have the right love for yourself and for others, and you're completely you are exactly where you need to be right now to do that for other people. Please do go for it. I mean, that sounds amazing. But if you're in the beginning stages of going, I feel like this is my potential, I think that this is within me, and I know I want to make be that beacon of light for other people. I want to make a difference, but I don't know how. I don't know. I've still got some things I need to work on. Then work on those things, but work on them with this sense of curiosity and this sense of understanding you have that limitless potential. And with curiosity, you can find how you fit into the divine matrix, so that will release your potential, and you can then become the light in the dark. And it's also suggesting that you can achieve that by not necessarily trying to control the journey, because sometimes when we're trying to control the journey, we are limiting it to what we think is possible. Sometimes what we think is possible, no matter how big and broad an image that may be, because it could be like the most out there blue sky thinking image that, or desire that you can imagine, you're still limiting yourself to that one thing. When if you go with the flow, if you allow it to happen, if you don't try to control every element of it, let it unfold for you, it will produce something you've not considered that is actually going to resonate more, is going to be more fun, more joyful, or it could be something that you'll just discover and you're just like, oh my god, I'm really good at this, and it'll be something that you've never thought of before. So that's really going with the flow, experience life as it comes, essentially. Right, I'm looking at a Metatron. What are they called? They are called the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle now. Got a few there. First one, orange. Connection and attunement. Boundaries. Set them daily. Reset them. Oh, I love that. So when you first think of boundaries, right? So orange. I always get solar plexus and sacral muddled up. It's the one just above the root. It's between the root. That's okay. Sacral. So yeah, sacral chakra. It's all about connecting the root and the solar plexus and the self with. So it's almost like bringing the 3D into alignment with the everything else D. But then this one here is about boundaries, setting your boundaries, and immediately it's like what I was just saying was, don't limit yourself to one thing, right? Don't limit yourself to a single idea. And explore that and let yourself flow with it. But this is saying set your boundaries daily. So every day you can set new boundaries, but they're different to the one you had yesterday and the day before that, and they'll be different to the ones you set tomorrow, because within the boundaries that you set during that day, during that 24-hour period that you set some boundaries in, because everyone, I guess, needs boundaries so that you don't get overwhelmed by things that are happening in the world. And you can say, I need to know that in this day I need to do this, and this, and these are the times I've got to get some stuff done by. Those are some boundaries. And tomorrow you're going to have different boundaries because you're going to have different tasks to do. So that's the everyday kind of boundary that you would be setting every day. But there's also that kind of boundary of, today do I do, what do I do spiritually? What's my boundary for my spiritual existence today? And it could be I'm going to write in my journal today, or it could be I'm going to do some yoga, or it could be I'm going to do Kundalini meditation, or it could be, it could be all sorts of different things. It could just be like I'm going to meditate for a bit, But then from that activity, if you allow it to, you don't set that, you could do that, if you don't set that you have to do this thing every single day, at this time every single day, you say, okay, today I'm going to do this, and I'm going to see what happens today, and then let that experience from that activity feed into whatever boundary or activity you do the next day. You're basically not saying, for the rest of my life, every single day of the week, at 5 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to meditate. It's saying, instead, it's going, today, I'm going to meditate. At some point today, I'm going to have a meditation session. And I think it will be in the evening around about this time. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll set it in the morning. I'll think about it and maybe just allow myself to flow into the next activity, depending on what comes out when I do the meditation. So you're not restricting yourself to a strict timetable daily. Some people need strict timetables. Absolutely, everyone's different, but there's a thing here about needing to flow and allowing that to flow one into the other rather than being strict. And the next one is signs from spirit with love. You'll know when you're on the right path because there will be signs. Signs could be anything. It could be repeating numbers, feathers. It could be anything that when I first started out, I was like, I asked for a sign. And I was told I would see Pegasus as proof that the spirit guides existed, for example. And I was like, okay, great, Pegasus. And I had this image of Pegasus in my head. I drew it down so that and the next 24 hours I saw Pegasus absolutely everywhere. So, the signs are there. And I've been seeing a lot of repeated numbers in the past few days. 11:33, 11:44, 11:55, times of the day. For some reason, I've been looking up every 11 minutes and seeing, and it's just like, so it's, it only happens at certain times. You will notice when a sign appears, basically, and it's a sign telling you you're on the right path, you are not alone, you're guided, and that's maybe a possible point for you to then sit back and think, oh, what is it you're trying to tell me? Anyway, I think this is a lovely reading, and good luck with all this. Lighting a fire under your bum and getting going. It sounds amazing. And thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye. Hello, group 3. You chose Death. I like the fact that this card is called Death and Rebirth, because that's what the Death card is actually about. It's about that change, that transition between one thing to another. Letting something go so something else can begin. Moving on, change. Okay, so that sets the tone of the reading for you. You chose change, you chose rebirth, you chose newness, something coming out in your reading. Let's see what happens. Can I have a message for group 3, please? First card, the Hermit. I wonder if all these readings are actually connected today, because the message in group 1 led into group 2, and then group 2 has literally just led into group 3, because I just spent a long time talking about hermit mode, taking masks off and stuff. But this is slightly different, because this is someone who is in hermit mode with the goal of creating change, which is good, which is great. That's what it feels like anyway. And then we go on to Page of Pentacles, and when life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. Give you that card. Page of Pentacles. Childlike energy, obviously. Patience. Entrepreneurship as well, because like she's created some lemonade there. She's made some lemonade, right? Is she selling a lemonade, or is she just giving it away? She's actively participating within the community, you know. Either way, she's made lemonade. How resourceful is that? Okay, I wanted to come out. Six of Swords, all aboard witch. It's time to write a new chapter. Ooh, look at this right underneath the Death and Rebirth card. Moving on, change. Yeah, moving on, change. I mean, this is relocating, right? This is someone that's been in the hermit mode. Done some self-discovery. And I think it feels like, even though they're moving on, they're changing location. The plan is to find some new space, potentially to do some more self-discovery, and raising money to do that. King of Wands, shine your inner candlelight. This is about shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. Being the example, setting the example, it's leading the way. It's almost flying the flag, going, come on guys, let's go. And this is happening fast. So yeah, feels like you've raised the money, you're moving on, you're leading the way, and you're doing it fast. You're doing it soon. A Chariot. Last card. Strength. It takes great strength to be soft. It takes great strength to move on. It just takes great strength to be in hermit mode, to do all this self-exploration, then raise money, then you know, this is This is the journey. You want to raise money, you want to move on, you want to relocate, you want to shine a light, be the beacon. You want to do this fast, and you have the strength to do it. You have the strength, you have the courage, and you can do it softly. You can do it with love, without harming others, without being disrespectful. Or you can be completely yourself, authentically you, because you've done all this inner work already. But the aim, I think, it feels like the aim is to move, to relocate on your own, potentially. So you can carry on the journey with the hermit, in the hermit mode. Again, this came out in group number 1, the Divine Matrix. This is within the plan, right? This is within the... this is what is supposed to happen, it feels like. Moving out of stagnation. Moving out of stagnation. This is what you're doing. You're stagnating. And you have the confidence. You have the magic. You have the magician's sword to see you through, to get you there. It's in your heart. Okay, 2 more cards. Let's go with those. Beginner's mind. First breath. Fresh start. So, a fresh start, something completely new, would be like beginning somewhere different, beginning from scratch, right? You have to fit into a whole new societal norm, community, people. Going in with a beginner's mind, going in with a fresh start without any preconceptions. Preconceived ideas can be things that hold us back sometimes, because we may go in thinking, oh, well, I know exactly what this place is like because these are the stereotypes I've heard about it. It's just like, no, don't go with the stereotypes. The stereotypes are rubbish. Most of the time, they are based on some historical joke that someone has made that probably resonated to some because of an element of truth. An element of truth doesn't mean the whole truth. It means that there was a slight thing about that joke or that stereotype which seemed true at the time. Doesn't mean it's still true. It doesn't mean that element is the whole truth. It's like, going with a fresh mind, going with a fresh take on everything. And if you do it with the sense of a beginner's mind, as in a child's mind, someone who knows nothing about what's going on, learn as if you know nothing already. Then you will learn in its truest sense of the word, learn. I didn't say that very well. Learning from a fresh mind, from a blank mind, from a mind without expectations or preconceptions or perceptions or whatever from other people. You go in with your own desire to find out, your own desire to learn, your own desire to be you in that situation, but to learn from others as themselves without you supposing who they're going to be or what they're going to be like or what the situation is going to be like. Going with a fresh mind means giving it the opportunity to reveal itself as itself rather than reveal itself to prove or disprove what other people have said. Take the first breath. You're moving on. You're relocating. You want to be this beacon. But to be the beacon, you don't take the old with you. You go into the new being new. I didn't even look at this card. Disowned self. Going in with a fresh start, with freshness, with newness, with being new to yourself. I actually want to read that card because I've got a feeling I have a feeling I am supposed to read that card. 46. Okay, look at this. The disowned self, hidden beauty, the need for acceptance and love. Root girl sits shivering, unclean and naked at the base of the tree of the self. She is unloved, unwanted and shunned for her deformities. Oh, it's not beautiful. She has no home but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of this sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that, reintegrated, can lead you to wholeness and true purpose? Either way, she needs to be reintegrated. She needs to be looked after. She's abandoned. It's horrible. This is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt and shame. When you project envy onto others or any emotion or instinct that you've learned to repress or deem unnatural, it's this homeless child self-crying for attention, acceptance and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality is belonging to you. But if you would only look into the root girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your unmet need, you would realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. This part of you was born when you were wounded and were conditioned to believe you're not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. You may have even inherited this creature from your ancestors. However, it was this child self came to be curled up at the roots of your sacred tree self. It's time to welcome her into your heart. When you do, everything you've been searching for becomes illuminated and your path lights up with renewed purpose. When you come to love Root Girl and claim her as your own, accepting her and your humanity, she is transformed, just as you are. Then all manner of magic begins to arrive in abundant form. Look for the beauty. So that's a bit of inner work. A bit of inner work that needs to be done. I think that was important to read out because this beautiful child, dejected, alone, entangled in the roots of the tree root, may be something that stops the ability to go into a new situation with a beginner's mind. Because holding on to old stagnant shame, hurt, self-perceptions of who you were or who you've perceived yourself to be or who you think others are towards you and how you fit into that situation or other situations and your own self-confidence, etc., can maybe be something that stops you from fully being able to go into a new situation with a sense of newness. So it feels like this is some more work to do in hermit mode before going into this. This is aspiration. Take a bit more time to work with this root girl. Integrate her, bring her back to the fold, love her, cherish her. Wake up call, listen and take note. As I was saying, do some more work with Root Girl, listen to her, love her, integrate her. Realise she's there. It's just a case, I think, of really witnessing, loving, holding, allowing, accepting, forgiving, letting go. You know, it's a lot, which is why staying in hermit mode for a bit longer, just to work on that, may be necessary before going completely into a new situation. You're saving some money, right? You've got time. Creating some money. You've got a plan. But go into the plan, go into the situation, go into the move. Going too fast, I think at this point, may mean you could end up in a new situation with an old mind. And with an old mind, as in the old self, you may not give the new situation a chance to be new. It may just repeat. Even if it's in a completely different country, you may just bring some elements of the repeated behaviours from before with you. You need to work with the root girl. Indigo. Mystery and mastery of life. This is the mystery and mastery of life. This work with the root girl. Rainbow bridge is always open. There's always support. The rainbow, Metatron's rainbow bridge is always open. You can always ask for support, for guidance, for signs to show you the way. I'm still working on this part of things myself, so I know how hard this is because it's difficult. I've been crying a lot in the last few weeks. I've had some periods in the last week where I haven't had to stop crying, and yeah, so I know this comes from her, which is why when I was reading the book, I was like, wow, okay, this message is for me as well. This specific part of the message is for me, and anybody else that's watching, obviously. But this staying hermit mode for a bit longer. Don't rush in. You can plan, you can raise the money, you can plan the trip, or the journey, or the move, or relocation, whatever you're doing. You can plan to, you can plan for the future and how you want to lead your own way forward, and then have the potential to move other people forward. But do all that before taking the action. And part of the hermit is dealing with the root girl and integrating her and allowing her in. And you can do that by asking for help. Look at that. Inner child. Hear and know me. Hear and know me, inner child. Let's sit together. Let's talk. Let's talk about all the things that have happened. Let me give you a hug. Can you give me a hug back? Let's allow it. Let's allow ourselves to be. And look, she's talking to her guardian angel there. Just realised these are wings. Oh, talking to your inner child. Do some inner child work. Yeah, it's quite a strong theme, I think. Is there any more for any more? Aligning the chakras, aligning the body, aligning the self, bringing the child, the inner child, back into the fold, taking them out of the root system, helping us, just bringing her in, loving her, loving every aspect, and activate the light body. Be in alignment by being in alignment. With grounding and support from Mother Earth. One more card. Okay, going from grounded to higher realms of magic. There is magic in them, there are hills. Being aligned, being grounded, getting support from Mother Earth allows you to fly. But you need to do this work first. Yeah. Work with your inner child. Go deep. Find out what that shame is, or that hurt, or those memories in the past, or the things that really make your heart ache, makes your head spin a little bit, makes your face flush, makes you cringe. Got so many of those. It's hard to remember them all, and then every now and then they come back and it's like, oh, shiver down my spine, literal cringe. Anyway, magic is there, but it really does feel like you need to do this integration work, inner child work, asking for support, getting into alignment is dependent on that. Because you can fly. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can be the beacon, you can be the leader. Confidence in your magic, look at that. Going in with a beginner's mind means stripping the old mind. Sorry, yeah, some work to do there. Okay. Well, anyway, I think this was a lovely reading. There's a lot to do here, but I do think that it's completely achievable. Anybody can do this kind of work, right? Everyone's got this power within them. I think you're there. It's just, you've got aspirations, just a bit more work to do. And you can do it with support. Absolutely do it with support. Find a spiritual coach, someone that you can talk to, talk it through with, or friends that we resonate with, guides, angels, anyone that you can talk to, that you can get some guidance from, support with. And write it down. Do what you need to do, essentially. Just love yourself, love your child, love your inner child, the person you were before. And genuinely, I think all these readings were linked in actual fact. It doesn't really matter which one you watch, obviously, but go through all of them. The theme, yeah, it runs through. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll leave it there. Take care, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye.